Damn, I gotta refill this water. I gotta refill this water. Hold up. Alright. Alright, what am I doing? What am I doing? How we looking? How am I looking? How we doing over here? How's that? You know the way things go these days, I gotta double check everything. I gotta double check everything. I gotta double check everything these days, make sure everything's alright. Alright. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. I think we're ready to go. I think so. I think so. I don't even know so. I don't even know. So, here we go. And boom, we are live. What's up, everybody? It's G Mr. Drew welcoming you to another episode of the Andrew Gojamit Experience. This is going to be episode 858. Gojamit. That's what we're calling it. What are we doing? What are we up to today? Oh, dang. How is it bright out? But also, it looks... I look dark. How is it bright out? But I look dark. What's going? Do I gotta do this one just to cover your eyes? Do I gotta do this one just for the? Why do I look dark? I don't have that much melanin. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have that much melanin in my, like, why do I look so dark? What's going on here? Hey, I don't even think that light helped. I don't even think that light helped. Hold on. What if I did it like this though? There we go. There we go. We see, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Did I check my levels, check the microphone, everything is alright? I gotta check everything these days. You can't even, you know what I mean? I did like an 8-hour stream the other day, and I spent 4 hours just on technicalities over here. You know what I mean? Just microphone tech 1 2, like. Anyways, what are we doing, man? Like, I don't even have the sketchbook open, so like, are we drawing in this just yet? No. What are we doing? Do I have anything over here? No. Alright, let's just get into it, man. Sony, you went too hard. Sony's state of play. Sony's state of play. You went too hard. You didn't have to go that hard. You know what I mean? Sony's state of play. Sony's state of play. You went too hard. There's no need to ever go that hard. So, last time I was here, I was talking about. Let me see if we can get that going to where I had it. We were talking about the Sony state of play. I'm gonna continue to talk about it. What is it? Like 3 streams in a row? Like 1 stream talking about it, two stream talking about it. No, this is stream number 3. Sony, you can't go that hard. You know what I mean? You go that hard, Sony. I gotta go harder. You know what I'm saying? Like, Sony goes hard, I go harder. You know what I mean? Sony looking back at me like, you don't gotta go that hard. I'm like, I do. I do gotta go that hard. What am I doing today? Yo, so I was talking about Pragmata. You know what I mean? And I was likening it to the Mega Man series. You know what I mean? I'm so old, but I look. But then at the same time, I also don't look, but I am. And, you know, every now and again, I just got to let y'all know. You know what I mean? Because I'll say something and people don't know what I mean. I was like, yo, Pragmata, it looked like Mega Man. What do I mean by that? I mean, it's Pragmata. It looks like Mega Man. Check me out. Check me out. We're going to talk about it a little bit more today. Pragmata, Capcom property. Mega Man, Capcom property. I'm not saying anything crazy. I'm not saying anything crazy. I'm a green werewolf. I'm a green werewolf. Hold on. Check me out. You go down like that. You go over like that. Yeah, I can't believe I got this light all up in my face right now. I got this light all up in my face right now. It's so rude. I'm just gonna try to pull up a Pragmata picture. I don't even know how to spell it. Is it Pro G Mata? Prog Mata, or is it just all A's? Pragma Pragmata. It's all A's. Look at it, it's not pro. It's not pro anything, it's all A's. That's a good picture. You know what? It's a good picture, so you know what that means. I'm not even gonna try. That means I'm not even gonna try. I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. There's that. We're gonna go over here and we're gonna grab that. Just because we're talking about it. Just because we're talking about it, we're gonna do it. Delete that. Yo, I still got the picture. I still got a picture of Ball Z, the fighting game, on my desktop. Get out of here. Alright. Cool. Check me out. Pragmata. It's just like Mega Man. Now, I knew all this stuff, but I didn't know all this stuff, so I was like, you know what, look into it a little bit so you can explain yourself a little bit better. Because apparently when you say things like Pragmata is just like Mega Man, people don't know what it means. You know what I mean? So, allow me to re-explain myself. So we got Mega Man, right? Mega Man ain't nothing but a video game that came out in 1987. The Blue Bomber, Jumpman, you know, 8-bit pixels, low res. Oh, man, I'm pulling up pictures today. It's one of those days. I'm pulling up pictures today. There he is. I'm not even gonna try it. I'm just gonna now you see, I know on the subject matter I put here, we're gonna put you right in the shot with them. I put this is gonna be an art stream, and it is gonna be an art stream, right? Every now and again, you know, sometimes I like to just jump right into it. Sometimes I'll just start the stream. I'll jump right into an art stream. You know what I mean? Like I'm an artist. Like I'm art streaming, and look at me, I'm arting over here. You know what I mean? Listen to my art. And then there's other times where I might chat a little bit. You know what I mean? A bit of a chat chilla before I get into the art. You know what I mean? It's a little something called foreplay. You know what I mean? Not like for like F-O-U-R. It's F-O-R-E. It's faux-re. Like foreplay. It's the end goal is to art. You know what I mean? The end goal is art. This is an art stream. I'm an artist. I do art. But before I get to the art, sometimes there's a little bit of foreplay. Sometimes I gotta like, you know what I mean? So every now and again, I'm like cannonball, and I'm right into it. You know, I'll jackknife right into the pool. You know what I'm saying? Other times, you know what I mean? I might grab your hand. I might hold your hand. I might spin you around a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's what we call foreplay. I'll smile at you before we get to the art. So I know that this is an art stream, but we're gonna talk about this one. Pragmata, just like Mega Man. Yo, look at Mega Man over here. So 1987 hits. I wasn't even born yet. I didn't exist. Mega Man comes out. Blue Bomber, Jumpman, side-scroller, platforming, video games, hits 1987. They got like a million Mega Man games. I don't even know what they're on. They're on like 12, 13, 14. You know what I mean? They're somewhere. They're somewhere with it. But 1987 to 1996. Now I'm so old, but I was there for those games. I remember regular Mega Man right before Mega Man X came out. Now here's something. Man, look at me. I even noted that Proto Man was in there. So Mega Man came out and Proto Man came out in 1990. I still wasn't there for that one. I was born already, but I wasn't there for that one. So we got Mega Man, Proto Man. I was there for the Mega Man games. I'm so old, but I look. Mega Man X comes out 1993. Now I'm definitely there for that. It's the GOAT. It's the high. Like people say Mega Man X3. I don't even know about that one. You know what I mean? That one missed me. I didn't play it. Mega Man X. I didn't even play X2. I didn't play X3. I didn't even know they made more than that. I just found out just because I was like, you know what, do a little bit of research and try to figure it out. You know what I mean? So that way you could explain yourself to somebody. Now, we went Mega Man 1987. 1990, we're introduced to Proto Man. You know what I mean? If you're familiar with the Mega Man series, it's just another dude. You know what I mean? Except he's red and he wears glasses. He's cool. You know what I'm saying? And then we got Mega Man X, the greatest, the GOAT, the undeniable. This is, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't play Mega Man X3, but you want to know what? Mega Man X1, soundtrack, the game, the everything, it's the greatest. I don't want to hear it. You know what I mean? Because guess what? I would have played Mega Man X3 if it was that good. X3 was only that good because Mega Man X was that great. That's 1993. 2D pixels went from the NES to the SNES. We're still with pixel art. During the Mega Man X 2D pixel art continuation series, we get introduced to Bass. Bass is another one. You know what I mean? He's like Proto Man. He's just another sidekick character. He's just out there doing stuff, but there's Bass. Is he the one that wears black? Hold on, man. Man, I'm pulling up pictures today. 1990 Proto Man. Let me see. Do they got any pixel art of him? Because I wasn't there for that one. I was there for just regular Mega Man games. Oh, look at him. Look at him. I don't even know if that's official artwork right there. Check me out. This is what we're doing today. You know what I mean? Gotta hit y'all with the slow roll. See, Jumpman, Mega Man, Jumpman, he also slid around too sometimes. He got a little freaky with it. He was like, I'll slide. You know. But there's Mega Man and Proto Man. You know what I mean? With a Gucci, you know, with a Gucci Gucci wallpaper background right there. They had wallpaper back in the days. That's something that houses used to do. Houses used to have wallpaper in them. Mega Man video games, levels, environments used to have wallpaper in them, and they looked like they were like Gucci patterns. You know what I mean? People got to pay like $1 million for that now. Look how dope Look how dope that wallpaper in the background of the 1990 NES video game stage is. You know what I mean? Don't go to Europe and buy Gucci. You know what I'm saying? But that's Proto Man right there. Look at him. He's wearing red. He's wearing glasses. He's cool. He's cool. You know? Alright. Now check this out. I'm pulling up more pictures of him. So that was fast forward 3 years. Let's fast forward another 3 years to Mega Man X1. Oh, the classic. I'm gonna give y'all the classic. Man, I do want to do it. I do want to do it. Alright. Look at me giving y'all the classic. Giving y'all one of the greatest moments in video gaming history. I was here. I was live for this one. What was this, 1993? I was all of 5, 6 years old. All of 5 and 6 years old when I came across the latest and the greatest. Make sure we're still. Booyah. Damn, that's how you know you went from the NES to the SNES. The pixels got bigger. A little bit more detail in them. Let me see. We still good? We still in there? One of the greatest moments in video gaming history right there. Not only did the Blue Bomber get an upgrade, not only did they put X on his name, not only was he running against traffic, but we get introduced to Zero. Now, I think it was like in the last, you know what, I'm gonna need to take that down. I think it was in the last stream I was talking about, I don't even know how I learned this one. I watched a YouTube video somewhere, and somebody was talking about how the creator of Mega Man, when they were making Mega Man X, they made Zero's design, but Zero's design was supposed to be just like another form of Mega Man. It wasn't even supposed to be a whole new character. It was supposed to be the Blue Bomber. The Blue Bomber was supposed to turn into Zero. But somebody else said, nah. Like, he's cool. We're just gonna let him be a whole new character. That's Zero right there. One of the greatest characters in history. Look at what Zero did. Look at what Zero did in this moment. You know, for all of you who don't know. Yeah, this is why I wanted to get this one in here. We're still only in 1993. Look at what Zero did. We get introduced to Zero. So now we got a Proto Man. He's wearing red with some shades on. And we got Zero coming in, looking like X but way hotter. Man, taking out Vile and these giant robot arms. You know what I mean? In a single shot. Made X wish he could do that. X already had the charge shot. His charge shot couldn't do it though. It's crazy. Alright, now we're caught up. 95. Base. Mega Man X introduces Base in 1995. Now I missed this one because I was still playing X1 back in the day. We didn't buy like multiple video games back in the day. We kind of just like, you know what I mean, had whatever game we had and we kind of stuck with it. And we only played that one and never played another one. No, that's artwork. I need. Do we got a screenshot somewhere? Here we go. Now I don't even know if Base was a SNES thing. I don't know if he's a good guy or a bad guy. I just know his character is popular, you know, in the grand scheme. There we go. Look at the Mega Man mythos just unraveling. You know what I mean? I've already fast forwarded through 7 years of history. You know what I mean? In 7 minutes for y'all. So we get introduced to Base. You know what I mean? In the Mega Man X series. And now something interesting happens. You know what I mean? Something interesting happens technologically. Now I'm a 2D character animator. I learned to love, you know what I mean, all sorts of art and all that other stuff. So check me out. Technology shift, Toy Story, Pixar, all that good stuff. To infinity and beyond, all that good stuff. You know what I mean? All the way to Tarzan. When they started mixing 2D and 3D in animation, video games, you know what I mean? They kind of did their own thing with it. They were like 3D, bet. So video games started getting made in 3D. We had the 64. There's the PlayStation 1. Capcom did a little something else. I'll take that one right there. That looked just like that other stage. You know what I mean? Now, we had Jumpman, Slide Man, you know, bouncing off the wall with the Dash X Man. He got a brother named Zero now. He made friends with Proto Man and Bass. You know what I mean? Check me out. Booyah. Toy Story comes out. Everybody loses their mind, you know. We're beyond just 1980s CG in the entertainment and the movie industry. Now they're like, nah, we got 3D graphics. You know what I mean? And now we're going full send with them. First thing Capcom does, they're like, yo, let's get the Blue Bomber in there. But here's the thing. You may notice when you look at Mega Man and then you look at Mega Man X, you see a really, you know, a common similarity, common theme. You know, he looks the same is all I'm saying. Like, he looks the same. You got regular Mega Man, he don't got the jewel in his forehead, and then you got Mega Man X, he got the jewel in his forehead. That's about the only difference. You know what I mean? Outside of like Mega Man X's hand can transform from a regular hand to a blaster back to a hand. You know what I mean? His arm is like a transformer. And then regular, besides like a few things, like he can skid, he can climb walls now, you know what I mean? He got all these things. But they look the same. Then we got this dude. I never played these games. You know what I mean? I dipped out after X1. X1, it was the greatest. It was nothing but downhill from there for me. You know what I mean? People say X3 was the greatest. I would have to play that game in order to know something like that. And I do want to play it, right? I heard you can play Zero on that one. Old classic Zero. Zero right there that shot off Vile's arm, Zero. You get to play him? Please. I didn't get to play him until I got Marvel Ultimate 3 in 2012 or whatever year that came out. So they gave us Mega Man, but it's a new Mega Man. It's called Mega Man Legends. It's called Mega Man Walnut. I don't know if Walnut is supposed to be his name, but you can see that he's a different person. You can see it's not the same person. You can see he's got hair. What are we doing? What are we doing? You know what I mean? Like, I would walk into EB Games, or I'll walk into Electronic Boutique, or I'll walk into a GameStop, and I'll walk into I didn't even walk in a Blockbuster. I don't think we could afford it. And you would see these video games, and you're like, Mega Man got hair. I miss these games. These games missed me. You know what I mean? It was what's the word I'm looking for? It's not agreeable, but it's something like agreeable. It's like likewise, but it's not likewise. What's the word I'm thinking about? It was copacetic. How me and 3D Mega Man missed each other. You know what I mean? Me and 3D Mega Man, we missed each other. And it was copacetic. Both parties. You know what I'm saying? 1997. This is the 10-year anniversary, essentially. You know. So Capcom, being the giant that they are, jumped into 3D, and they brought Mega Man into 3D. And this is likely before they did Street Fighter EX. You know what I mean? But I'm not here to talk about Street Fighter today. So, what happens after that? Because I could tell you how I missed Mega Man 3D and how Mega Man 3D missed me. I could tell you this is the Andrew Gorszewski experience. I can't speak for anybody else, but if I did, I would say, like, I think it missed everybody. Like, you can go on YouTube, you can find out people actually did play that game, but in real life, like, I don't know anybody who ever played that game. And then they made more of them. And then I would walk into Electronic Boutique or EB Games or GameStop, and then I would say, like, oh, they're making 3D Mega Man games now? And then I would look at them and I would be like, ugh. And then I would put them down, and then I would go and get, you know what I'm saying? Like, what would I get back then? So that's 1997. That's 10 years into the game. That's Mega Man 10-year anniversary. Now, fast forward. Oh, and here's the other interesting part. Just a year before, 1997 and 1996, that's where the original Mega Man stopped. So they made like 8 or 9 games. Let me see, 87 to 96, that's 9 years. I want to say they made 8 games. So they had Mega Man, just regular Mega Man, not Mega Man X. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All the way up until 1996. They had Proto Man, they introduced him. You know what I mean? Mega Man X came out. Mega Man X did X1, X2. Now, I didn't know this part, but apparently the Mega Man X series went all the way up to 6. I don't know what year it came out, but I know they introduced Base, you know what I mean, in 1995, as well as they gave him a game in 1998. So it's like, You know what I mean? So Mega Man and Mega Man X were still ongoing, doing their thing as 2D pixel art sprite based games. 2D side scrollers, you know what I mean? Platform, jump man, slide man, jump up the wall man, you know, take your power, take your girl man. Legends came out 3D. They changed the camera. They changed the look. They changed everything. They experimented. Capcom experimented. And when Capcom went to experiment, they stopped making Mega Man games. And they were like, we're going to go full hog on this 3D thing. Now, I would imagine they stopped making Mega Man games, but they continued making Mega Man X games. That's why they were like, yo, we have to give them 0. We have to give them 0. Like, we can't just keep making it Mega Man X. We got to make it Mega Man 0. We got to let them play it. And that's why Mega Man X3 must be another one of the greatest. It's not as good as Mega Man X1, but is right there. It's right there. Like, you know what I mean? They're standing shoulder to shoulder to each other. But Mega Man X3 kind of just is slightly, like the eyelids just slightly look upwards towards Mega Man X1, whose eyelids are slightly looking downwards. But they're standing shoulder to shoulder to one another. But that's how, you know what I mean? That's what Capcom was doing with the Mega Man series. They were experimenting with 3D in 1997. And they didn't want to throw the blue bomber in there. They didn't want to throw, you know what I mean, with the jewel on the forehead in there. They were like, we got to give them a whole new one because we're experimenting with this technology. That's probably when they started making like Mega Man X 4, 5, and 6, where they continued to make 2D games. And they were like, nah, no more regular Mega Man, right? For a long time. They gave us, Mega Man is hit or miss so hard, and I'm going to say miss, that they made another Mega Man. In 2001, just 4 years after Legends. Legends only got 2 games. They had one game, it was an experiment, it came out. It did what it did. I don't know anybody who ever played it. You can find somebody on YouTube who claims they played it. Okay. But they made one game, and that game was so bad that they made 2 games. And then they never made another game again for Mega Man Legends, the Mega Man Walnut. Mega Man with the hair out is what I'm saying. They were like, yo, Mega Man with the hair, get him out of here. Get him out of hair. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what they said. Capcom said, get him out of hair. Like, you know. And then they continued to make the 2D Mega Man X games, 4, 5, 6. And then they introduced Battle Network. Now, this is what happened. Before I get into Battle Network, let me just say, I looked at a little bit of game footage of Mega Man Legends. I mean, it is what it is. I'm making fun of it. I'm being egregious about it. I don't mean to be. I will tell you one thing though. Mega Man Legends, Mega Man Walnut, whatever you want to call him, Mega Man with the hair. You know what I mean? He stayed blue the whole time. Meaning, Mega Man, he changed colors on you. He said, give me that power, give me your girl. Like he changed colors with it. I got a new suit. Mega Man X, he changed colors. He said, give me your power, give me your girl. I got a new suit. You know what I mean? Like that's Mega Man series all the way up until Mega Man Legends. Then Mega Man Legends came out. Not only did they experiment from 2D to 3D, but then they were like, give him hair and don't give him a new suit. He just wore blue the entire time. They made 2 games. He didn't change not one color. He stayed blue the whole time. That's probably why it didn't last. They were just like, why is he so sad all the time? It's because he doesn't get the red suit ever. Why is he so sad all the time? He wanted to wear green, but they didn't give it to him. Why is he so sad? Because, man, the gold suit was just sitting there. It was a yellow polygon, and they said no. He just wore blue the whole time. Which may or may not mean that even the Mega Man mechanic of, like, I take your power, I take your girl, I got a new suit, like, he didn't do that. I never played the game. I'm a green werewolf, so what do I know? So, you know what I mean? Like now we know where Mega Man's true powers lie. Mega Man's true powers lie, and you know what I mean? Taking your power, taking your girl, taking your suit, you know what I'm saying? All that stuff. So the 3D Mega Man went so poorly in 4 years' time that they were like, yo, we're going to introduce a new Mega Man. They're like, you don't want to bring back like regular Mega Man, the Blue Bomber? You know what I'm saying? Like, the 3D didn't work out, but we still got regular Mega Man. He just over there. You know what I mean? He's 8 games deep. We could do Mega Man 9, and they were like, no. We're going to do Mega Man Battle Network. Now here's the thing. I didn't play Battle Network. That was another one. I missed it. It missed me. Let's see if I can get a proper screenshot. But, you know, Capcom was still being freaky. Capcom was still being freaky. Capcom, I'm gonna actually need to grab a little bit more just to push it some more, just so y'all can see what it is that I'm trying to explain. You know what I mean? If I just keep it around the character, you won't see what I mean when I say like they were continuing to experiment. See, like, now I know all this stuff because I grew up with it. I just never had to think about it. So when I started thinking about it, the only way that I could surmise all of my thoughts was me saying Pramada is like Mega Man. But look at Capcom experimenting. They went back to 2D, they went back to pixels, but they were still being freaky with us. They were like, yo, like give them, like we're not doing platformer, side scroller, jumper. That's why we got Mega Man X 4, 5, 6, and those sales were probably going down because apparently Mega Man 3 was the, you know what I mean, was where when it peaked. And then the 3D, it wasn't even peaking them more. But they were like, yo, we can't diss Mega Man like that. We gotta, you know what I mean? So what did they do? They brought in a whole new Mega Man. Now, I don't know anything about this Mega Man. I missed it. It missed me. It was copacetic. We agreed on it. You know what I mean? We just kind of like looked at each other and nodded. I might have walked into an electronic boutique, or I might have walked into an EB Games, or I might have walked into a GameStop, and I may or may not have ever saw this game. But either way, I was like, oh, Mega Man looked different. Again, where it was like a blue and yellow Mega Man. Like, it was like Mega Man, like almost like he took your girl, took your power, took your suit. You know what I mean? But then it was like, nah, but that's just him. Like, that's just how he goes. Now, I can't explain anything about this because I ain't even look into it too much. But you can see they changed the camera angle. Again, they went from being a side-scroller, platformer, to this Final Fantasy, the real-time strategy, the three-quarter angle, top-down, tabletop. They did something weird with it where Mega Man is like, he's not even a robot no more. Like, he's not the Blue Bomber no more. Blue Bomber, he's physical. He's running, he's jumping, he's He's shooting. He's hitting you with the blaster. The hand don't transform. It just stays that way. But he'll still take your power and take your girl, take your suit, and then the blaster's still blasting. He's physical. Mega Man X, he's physical. He got the gem in his forehead. He does all the same stuff except his hand transforms back, and then his hand transforms into the thing. He's lit. He get like wingtips sometimes. Like he was like, oh, Zero is the GOAT. Like, nah, I'm gonna try to be the GOAT. He never topped Zero. You know what I'm saying? Like, Zero is still just, you know what I mean? They're standing shoulder to shoulder. But like Mega Man gotta look up and Zero gotta look down. Like, it's not even the eyelid stuff. Like Mega Man still always had to look up to him. Like, it's, you know what I mean? But he was physical. He was physical. Now, Mega Man Legends took place in the future. I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, Mega Man Legends was nothing but Zelda Wind Waker. You know what I mean? It was a whole bunch of islands. They were, you know what I mean? It was physical, is all I'm saying. Like, he was out in the world. He couldn't platform anymore because it was all water. He never learned how to walk on water. You know, he didn't have that one. So he was just like, I'm just gonna dig these holes. And he went from island to island digging holes and going to another island and dug more holes. And he just dug himself into a hole, apparently. They were like, we need another Mega Man. They changed the camera angle because they were still freaky. They were like, nah, we can't give him another slider, and we can't give him another, we're not going to bring back regular Bomber, even though he was cool. Like, they gave us Network. This is like a non-physical Mega Man. This is like if Mega Man was a Digimon, is the best way I could put it. Like if Mega Man was a digital monster, but he was Mega Man and not a digital monster. He was just digital Mega Man, which means that he came with like a kid. So like a kid just like played Mega Man. I don't know. But you see the Mega Man here, you can't even see his face, but he's talking to a kid. That kid is the main character. And Mega Man is just like this thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost as if that kid had parents who played the original Mega Man, and now this is the parent who played the original Mega Man back in '87, grew up, had a kid, and now that kid is like, oh, I get to play with Mega Man too? And it's like, yeah, but he's only virtual now. Something like that. So they experimented, they got freaky with it. They changed the camera, they changed the Mega Man. So now this is the 4th Mega Man. I mean, unless you want to count. So yeah, regular Mega Man, then you got Proto Man, and then you got Mega Man X, then you got Mega Man Base, then you got Mega Man Zero, and now you got Mega Man Walnut. Now you got whoever this Mega Man in Battle Network is, whatever his name is, now you got him. You got seven Mega Men. But this is the first one that's just digital only. He's a downloadable. You know what I mean? You can't get him in the physical form. Never made sense to me. They were playing around with it, where it's like, nah, he's a digital monster now. Now he's taking your digital girl. He's taking your digital suit. He got, you know what I mean? He got a digital power. Like, dude, these games missed me. These games missed me, and I miss these games. But that's what they did. They got freaky diggy with it. I don't know how many of these games they made, but that, you know what I mean? Yeah, like, no words. Now here we go. The other thing that happened in 2001, they stopped making Mega Man X games in the 2D format. So Mega Man 3D, Walnut with the hair, he was such a failure that they went back to 2D. They didn't even bring back one of the older Mega Mans that we know. They made a new one who's not even in the physical form. Then they didn't make another Mega Man X again, which means, or in the 2D form, Mega Man X in the 2D form ever again. They they put the kibosh on him. So that's Mega Man. Blue Bomber, he's down. He's down. He's down and out. You know what I mean? You know when Batman in the Batcave and you see all the bat suits that are all lined up. That, you know what I mean? Like it's a museum and you're looking at, you're like, oh, that's Batman, that's Robin, that's the other Robin, that's the other Robin, that's Nightwing, and then that's Batgirl, and then that's the other Robin. Like how they have all the suits lined up like that. Like that's what they're doing. That's Mega Man, we don't use them no more. That's Proto Man, we don't use them no more. That's Mega Man X in the 2D pixel art format, we don't use them no more. That's Mega Man Base, we don't use them no more. That's Mega Man Zero. They were like, hold on now. Hold on now. It's 2001, you know what I mean? It's a whole new time. We're not in the 1900s anymore. It's a whole new time. It's 2001. And they were getting ready to put up the Mega Man Zero suit too, because nobody told them any better. You know what I mean? Capcom didn't tell anybody any better, so there was just some regular Capcom employee had like a regular, you know what I mean, like a white collar shirt with a pocket that maybe had a pen in it, and he was getting ready to put up the Mega Man Zero suit right next to the Mega Man, the Mega Man X and the Mega Man X based pixel art suits in the little museum things, so you can see the suits like they're in the Batcave. Like he was getting ready to put Mega Man Zero in there. This Zero right here. Hold on, we're gonna have to bring you back up, big homie, because he was so cool. He was so cool. He outshined all of them. He outshined all of them. Mega Man Zero was so cool. Capcom executive saw just a regular Capcom employee getting ready to put that in. He said, hold on now, who said that? And he almost dropped the suit. Hold on. Like they said, don't drop it. Don't put it in there, don't drop it neither. The employee didn't know what to do. He was just like, but he started stuttering. He was like, my mama said, but my mama said, like, he started pulling one of those. He didn't know what to do, because I thought we were putting all these up. It's 2001. We're not into pixel art no more. We got into 3D. And even when we're not into 3D, we're doing the 3/4 angles. Like this suit only works in side scroller. You know what I mean? It's side-scrolling platformer angles. And they're like, wait, that's Mega Man Zero that you're handling there. Put some respect on it. In 2001. 2001. They start working on a Mega Man Zero video game. And then we get the GOAT. Then we get the greatest. Then we get the best. And then we get my favorite. Let me see. Let me see. What you gonna give me first? What you gonna give me first, internet? Internet, what are you gonna give me first? See, I'm getting a whole bunch of pictures, but you know I'm only taking screenshots from the games. What you gonna give me first? Internet. Here, let me do it this way. That's how we're doing it. Yeah, that's how we're doing it. Hmm. Here we go. You know what? I can't disrespect them like that. I can't disrespect them like that. I gotta put some respect on them. You know what I mean? Just to let y'all know. It's only to let y'all know. So, I'm just putting this one here, just to let you know the respect that Capcom gave Mega Man Zero. That's how much respect. Now you can see in the picture on the left here, Mega Man Zero, he has a left hand, just like Mega Man X has a left hand. But this is Mega Man X series, that left hand turned into a blaster. Now I want you to look at the difference between Mega Man Zero in X1 and Mega Man Zero in X3. You see they hooked him up with the sword. You see he got the Master Blaster on him. You see that they gave him the Gucci gold trim and going along all the metal parts. They threw a couple of infinity stones in his chest. People thought he was a chick, but he was like, nah, they just really big emeralds, cause he just got it like that. They were like, give him all of the emeralds. Now, they put that much respect on him. He got that much of a glow up. They gave him everything. That's what I'm saying. An employee was getting ready to put that suit away. They were like, we're not doing 2D pixel art, side scroller, platformer, jump man, slide man, jump up the wall man, take your power, take your girl. I got a new suit, man. Like that. And then the Capcom executive, hold on now. Saw an employee about to do that, almost had a heart attack. It's 2001. They put a game into development. 2002. They release the greatest. Boom. See, that's how cold Mega Man Zero is. They finally gave him his own game. They gave him a whole new redesign. They gave him a chick. They were just like, yo, she was the only girl left on the whole entire world. If you know anything about this story, there are no women left in the universe. She was the only one, and Zero got her. Off rip. Zero just, he woke up like this, and he was like, oh, you didn't leave. And she was like, what are you talking about? I'm a whole new girl. He was like, oh, I mean, I knew that. Like Zero just came back into the world in this storyline. So 2002, Mega Man Zero gets his own game, gets everything. Look at him, he still is the greatest. Gave him 4 games. I only played 2 of them. I didn't even get past the second game. I only played 2 of them. That's how good it was. I was like, I can't do it. That's 2002. They brought it back to the pixels. They were like, we need to do something with the Mega Man and 3D. So what do? They already put up Mega Man. They already put up Mega Man X. They already put up Mega Man Walnut. They gave Mega Man Zero a glow up, and they're like, yo, you got a quadrilogy You know what I mean? We're giving you a trilogy plus one because you Mega Man Zero, you're that good with it. And he's like, thank you. And then he did that, and he did his thing. And all 4 of those games, they did what they did. That's in 2002. 2003. They were like, yo, Capcom is freaky. Capcom is freaky. I'll hold your hand, Capcom. You know what I mean? Like, you freaky, but I'll hold your hand. You know what I mean? I'll look you in your eyes. I'll spin you around. I'll twirl you around. Let me see. Oh, right. Silly me. Yeah. So here it is. This is how it went. I wonder. This might be the way to do it. Mega Man Zero so cold, and they didn't know what to do, and they were like, but we definitely need to do 3D, and we definitely, you know what I mean, got to do something with Mega Man the Blue Bomber. And even though Mega Man Zero is red, he's blue still. He's so hot right now. He's still hot. He ain't never not been hot. You know what I mean? So Mega Man Zero is doing his own thing, and then at the same time, after they put up the 2D pixel art sprite suit of Mega Man X, they gave us the continuity, continuous, ongoing, several games deep now. 3D stylings. Of Mega Man X. Seven. Now this game missed me, you know what I mean? Because I was, you know, at this point in my life, it's what year is it? Is it 2003? Yo, 2003. Come on, this point in my life. You know what I mean? I was already into tattoos. I hadn't even walked into a comic book shop yet. So you got a 2003 me that's into tattoos, ain't even walked into a comic book shop yet. I might have walked into an EB Games, not even to buy a game. I was probably there to buy a Spawn figure. I might have walked into an electronic boutique, and I wasn't even there for anything electronic. I was probably there to like buy a Spawn figure. I might have walked into a GameStop. I wasn't even there to stop in for a game. I was probably there to buy a Spawn figure. I ain't even walked into a comic book shop yet in my life. 2003. So 2003, I'm sitting there, I'm buying a Spawn figure, and I showed you how mean them Spawn figures were. You think when I saw Mega Man X7, did I say ooh, or did I say ugh, or did I turn into E40 and I go ooh? You know what I'm saying? Or did I go full ooh on it? You know what I mean? When I walked into a GameStop, when I walked into an electronic boutique, when I walked into a when I walk into a Capcom gave us the 3D polygon art stylings of Mega Man X7. Now Mega Man X7, they were like, look man, we can't just give him the blue bomber. We tried that with all, but they were like, no, but it's gonna be Mega Man X. He's gonna have the helmet. He's not gonna have the hair. They were like, no. They're like, it can't be, and it won't be. And they were like, okay, what if it's Mega Man X and Mega Man Zero? They're like, we just gave Zero a four video game deal. He's over there. He's with the last girl in the universe over there. He's happy. But hear me out. And they're like, I'm listening because it's Mega Man Zero. He's blue steel. He's so hot right now. We can't sell this without him. Alright, make it so. But it's got to be good. They're like, we're going to make it better. We're going to introduce a new character. They introduced this guy. I don't even know who he is. He's the Sonic Shadow of the Mega Man universe. He came in all black with red stripes, with a Master Blaster in his left hand, like he was the Mega Man 1 box art. Not even Mega Man X1, just regular Mega Man 1 when he came in with the Master Blaster. And they were like, but make him look like he's Shadow from Sonic Shadow. I don't even know if Sonic Shadow came out yet, but he's the Sonic Shadow. Like, I don't even know this guy. You know what I mean? Like, this one missed me with that one. You know what I mean? Mega Man X went 3D, and then they gave us 3 characters, and they introduced Axel. How much was Axel's name? That's his name, AXL, Axel. How much was Axel's name? Just somebody who looked at Mega Man X7 and then flipped like the 7 was upside down, so it looked like an L. So it was Mega Man XL, and they were like, now we got to do something better than that. And they were like, alright, well, what if we call it a new character and we name him Axel, like XL, but it's Axel. And then we call it Mega Man 7. We flip the L back up to a 7. Like, no one's going to see the X and the L next to each other with the X and the 7 next to each other. Like, no one's going to see that part. You know what I mean? Like, Mr. Drew definitely wouldn't spot that one out with the quickness. I was like, oh, that's why they introduced Axel. And that's why his whole character exists. It was because it was called X7. And the 7 looked like an L, and they put XL next to it, but they had to call it 7, so they created a new character called Axel in order to complement the new format. You know what I mean? They got the Blue Bomber because they need him for the property name. They got Zero in there working double time because he's Zero. He's blue steel. He's so hot right now. And then they introduced this new goof troop over here. You know, the Sonic Shadow of the Mega Man universe. I don't know. I couldn't tell you one thing about this guy, except he got a Master Blaster, which means that his left hand don't even transform into the thing. I don't know if he takes your girl. I don't know if he takes your suit. I don't know if he takes your power. Like, I don't know what he does. You know, he's just another one. Like Proto Man before him, like Bass before him. He's just another one. He's just another one. Meanwhile, they make 3 of those games, while Mega Man Zero on his solo tip got 4 games. You hear me? Like, that's how hot Mega Man Zero is. Then 2006. Mega Man Zero was such a hit. They were like, man, can we get him for a fifth one? And he was like, Zero at that point, he had already moved on to doing crossovers. Zero at that point had already moved on to doing like, Marvel Ultimate 3, Tatsunoko vs. Capcom, like Zero, Mega Man Zero already, you know what I mean? Like he skyrocketed to stardom. You know what I mean? He did what Mega Man never could. He did what Mega Man X never could. It was the whole reason why Mega Man always had to look up to Zero, and Zero always had to look down on him, but they made you this way, bro. And it was like Mega Man Zero just skyrocketed. They were like, can we get him for a fifth movie? And they were like, too expensive, too much money. Can't afford them. You know what I mean? They couldn't get him for a fifth game. He was out there making all the crossover fighting games. You know what I mean? With the illest of them. Like Mega Man Zero is the Virgil of he's the Devil May Cry Virgil of the Mega Man universe. Like you just can't hate him, and you just can't relate to him. He is of his own volition. So he was such a hit. Capcom was like, well, what can we do? We got to do something, because these 3D Mega Man X 3D games that they're making, like they're not doing it neither. They're like Mega Man Walnut. They put his suit away. He's over there in the case. You know what I mean? He's still alive, and he was just like, it's not as easy as you thought it was it? Like he was like, I told you it wasn't easy. Like Mega Man Walnut looking at Mega Man X, Mega Man Zero, Mega Man Axel, and they were like, he was like, see, look, 3 of y'all couldn't even do it. Like Mega Man Walnut was over there just hating hard. You're like, y'all got me in here, and I've been trying to tell y'all how hard it is, but I was by myself with that one. And then like Capcom was like, but we gotta do something. Alright. They were like, we're gonna make some new characters. Now this one I didn't get, just because like I said, I was playing Mega Man Zero. I got up to the second game. I'm somewhere in the middle of the second game. I put it down like 10-15 years ago. And then I found out that they made the third game and the fourth game, and I haven't touched them. Those games were so hot that I'm guessing it's the same people, because it's the same artwork and the same everything, and it looks hot, and I wouldn't mind picking them up and playing them and something like that. But they gave us, they were like, we gotta do a new one. We gotta do a new one. Now, I can't tell you a single thing about this game. But check this out. Y'all ain't gonna give me nothing, huh? Like these games were so hot. They look so hot. That all the artwork in them, like I should probably get the art book for these games. Just on principle. Is that it? That is it. They gave us not one, They gave us not one. but 2. You see, now they've always given us just single character titles. Like Capcom, real freaky. Like Capcom always gave us Mega Man series. Yeah, Proto Man got introduced, but you know what I mean. Like he wasn't a titular character. You know what I mean? Like it was always Mega Man, single name title. Mega Man X series. You know what I'm saying? Mega Man X. Eminem X. You know what I mean? Came in like he was DMX, and they were like, no, you're Mega Man X. And he was like, got it. Like he came in too much. Singular character, titular title. They brought, you know, we got introduced to Zero, we got introduced to Bass. Proto Man gone, Bass gone, Mega Man Zero, he was on his way to better things. Mega Man Legends, Mega Man Walnut, singular title. It wasn't like, you know what I mean, Walnut and Walnut. Like it wasn't any of that. Mega Man Battle Network, just singular title. It wasn't like, you know, Mega Man and the Digital Monsters. Like it wasn't, you know what I mean? Like it was just singular title. Mega Man Zero, singular character title. Mega Man X, even when they hit the 3D format and they hit us with 3 characters, they introduced Axel. Axel's name never made it into the title, did it? Nope. Like they're like, you can play the game. You can play the game. They're like, yeah, but even by the 3rd game that he was in, they were like, but you're gonna put me in the title. They were like, you know what I mean? They just kind of looked at him. You know what I mean? And he was like, right. And then they just kind of looked at him. And they're like, your contract says, so maybe when we renew, wink, your contract, like, because they never did another one. You know what I mean? Like, so they gave us not 1, but 2. They went back to the pixel art format. They went back to the side-scrolling format, and they did what they did best. They were like, yo, Mega Man, he do what it do. He do what it do. The Mega Man series belongs in the 2D format, belongs, like we want to put them in the 3D. We don't know why we can't make them work in the 3D world. We got Mech Warrior video games out there. We got Gundam video games out there. They made Techromancer, I believe. You know what I mean? They're like, we got a Techromancer video game out there. Why can't we make a 3D Mega Man video game? It doesn't make any sense. All these 3D video games out here that exist, and all these robot video games that exist out here. Even Blue Point, I think it's Blue Point. It might be just like regular. What's her name? What's their name? I don't even know their names. The ones that make Elden Ring, they made Armor Core 6. Like they're out here making 3D robot video games. You know what I mean? Like there's so many 3D robot video games. Now, here's the reason why. Here's the reason why. Where you at? No, not you. Not you. So you gotta be... No, not you. You. So, Capcom didn't give us not 1, but 2. They took it back all the way to the old school. 2D, side-scroller, pixel. They gave us Mega Man ZX. That's how they got freaky with it. They were like, we gotta get freaky with it. Like, we're gonna do the, you know what I mean? We you know what I mean? They were just like, okay. We're gonna go old school with it. We tried the 3D thing. It only worked on a sideways camera platform. And for the crossover video games. For the crossover video games, Marvel vs. Capcom 1, it was still in pixel art format. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, it was just a recycling of the Marvel 1 pixel format, so you know what I mean, but still side-scrolling camera angles. And then Marvel 3, it side 2.5D, 2.5D, it's a hit. 2.5D, it's a hit. 3D, they didn't. You know what I mean? 2.5D. Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. You won't believe me. You won't believe me when I tell you this. You're only gonna believe me if I show you this, because I know you don't know this. You're not gonna believe me. You're not gonna believe me. I have to show you. You're giving me no choice. You're giving me no choice. You made me do this, Chat Chiller. Chat Chiller, this is your fault. You're making me show this to you. You know what I mean? I said Pragmata is like Mega Man, and y'all laugh. Y'all just don't see it. Y'all don't get it. Y'all don't know. And now look at what you're making me do. Look at what you got me doing. I can't believe it. How dare you make me do this? You know what I mean? You should be ashamed of yourself. Oh, this is even better. This is even better. This is even better. This is exactly what I needed. You see? Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. 2.5D. It's a 3D game, but it's only a 2D camera angle. Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. Look at that. They brought back Mega Man Vonda. They took him out of the thing when he was banging on the glass, and he was like, "It's not as easy as it looks, is it?" He was like, "But what's up with them crossovers though? Can I get a piece of that?" And then they were just like, "Man, throw a dog a bone, man." Like, he over there just banging on the glass for about 6-7 years now. Like can we just give him? They're like, "We're gonna give you a shot, Mega Man Walnut," and he was like, "Yes." And they're like, "We're gonna throw Mega Man Zero in there with you," you know what I mean, to make sure everything goes well. And as soon as they said Mega Man Zero, he was like, "Dang," you know what I mean? Because you know who stole the show. Like, yeah, Mega Man Walnut is there with his hair out. You know what I mean? Disrespectful. Mega Man Zero said, "Yo, just stand back. Just stand back. I'll carry us. I'ma carry us." You know what I mean? Like Mega Man Zero tanked in Mega Man Zero don't tiptoe, not know where he goes. He tanked where he goes. And he carried Mega Man Walnut through the Tatsunoko series. Alright, check me out. Man, check me out. You're not gonna believe me when I tell you this. Oh, dang. Yeah, man, get that out of here. I might just pull that picture. Internet, if you don't give me a proper picture, I might just pull that picture. How dare you? Oh my god. You gonna make me pull that picture. How dare you? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Don't think I won't. Oh dang, and it's low res. Yo, after Mega Man Zero got his own video games, he got other 5-figure deals. he got 9-figure deals going on, doing all these crossover events. You know what I mean? They couldn't stop him. They couldn't stop. He was Blue Steel. He was such a star. Yo, Mega Man Zero. He comes in. Dude came in with the foot. He just came in with the foot in Marvel Ultimate. Or Marvel 3. Marvel vs. Capcom 3. It was another one. 2.5D. 2.5D is a hit. Regular 3D, Capcom hasn't figured it out yet. 2.5D is a hit. 2D side-scroller platformer, it's a hit. 2.5D, it's a hit. Fighting video games, it's a hit. 3D, they just haven't figured it out yet. Dude, after Mega Man Zero carried Walnut through Tatsunoko, he was all up in Marvel. He was all up in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Like, he came in with the foot. He came in with the foot like that. Man, I'm just getting disrespectful. No, I'm just getting disrespectful. Like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Give me something I can use. Man, if I'm going dark, I might as well go dark then. Yo. After he brought the foot to Marvel. He brought the foot to Marvel. He said, Marvel, eat my foot. After Mega Man Zero did that, nobody could stop him. He was a star. He was a star. Nobody could stop him. I don't think anybody ever can stop Mega Man Zero. It seems like no matter what he does, no matter what Mega Man Zero does, nobody can stop him. He carried Walnut over his shoulder like a veteran through Tatsunoko. He came in against Marvel with the foot. Check me out. They gave him a 4 video game contract deal. With the only girl in the universe. He went off to do all the spin-offs, and then they still, after it was old Mega Man X-Zero, he got his crossover event with SNK, and SNK versus another one, 2.5D. The 3D was in the backgrounds, it wasn't in the characters, not really. So the characters were 2D, but the backgrounds were 3D. But it's a side-scroller fighting video game, beat 'em up. But there's a little bit of 3D elements in there if you look at the backgrounds hard enough. So you know what I mean. It's something like a 2.5D. 2.5D. It's a hit. It's a hit. It's a hit. It's a hit. Like, dude, Mega Man Zero came in, shattered all expectations. Shattered. Proto Man over there crying. Bass over there crying. Axel, he over there crying. Regular Mega Man, dude. Zero went so hard. Zero went so hard. Capcom got freaky and gave us a 2-character title name. Mega Man ZX. Now, I can't tell you anything about these games. I know they made more than one of them. I know that the artwork is dope because it's the Mega Man Zero when he got his own deal. He got his own video game deal. Look at him. They Gucci'd him up. He got all the gold flake going on, all the gold trim. Like going on with his stuff. He got the hand still that he could turn it into a Master Blaster. He got the sword still. They gave him a shield, a spear. They gave him a rope. You know what I mean? and he changes colors, like regular Mega Man X. They gave him everything. He was everything. He did everything. He did all of the crossovers. They gave him all of the deals. Mega Man Zero is the GOAT. He's the greatest. Can't nobody ever do nothing and stop him. He was so undeniable. Capcom had to go and they got real freaky, and they were like, yo, we're gonna do the side scroller platformer 2D pixel art with the Yamin, and they're gonna have left hand master blasters, and one of them's gonna be blue and red, but they're not gonna be Mega Man X, and they're not gonna be Mega Man Zero. They were all excited in you know what I mean, in the corporate room, in the boardroom. They were excited. They were, you know what I mean, somebody was going crazy, you know what I mean, with the marker and the whiteboard, and it was so excitable in there. They were like, we're gonna call it Mega Man ZX. And everybody said, huh? Mega Man ZX. They gave us a 2-character title for the first time. You see, Capcom real freaky with it. Capcom is like, they're evolving. They're evolving with the times. They're evolving with the audience. They're evolving with the technology. Capcom evolves with the stuff. They get real freaky with it. I sound disrespectful when I say it, but trust me, Kenzo Sugimoto, I am not being disrespectful. You know what I mean? Mega Man Zero might be one of the greatest video game characters in existence. Ain't nobody making that tier list. You already know what my vote is. I'm gonna throw these guys over here just because this is the latest and the greatest. We got Mega Man Zero, Mega Man X, who like X of the XZ, and then Mega Man Z of the Mega Man ZS. And finally, I believe this one's a girl. You know, Zero over here, he's a dude. You know what I mean? He just flossing like that. But this one over here got the hair, but it's like, nah, but it's actually a girl this time. But for real though. Check me out. Check me out. ...2008 hits. ...2008 hits. Guess what Capcom does? You're not gonna believe it. 2008. They brought back regular Mega Man. See, now we came full circle. Capcom evolved. Capcom evolved several times. Capcom did a million things. Mega Man Zero did everything that Mega Man couldn't do. Mega Man Zero brought regular 1987 Mega Man back in his original form, back in pixel, low pixel count, back to 3 colors, 4 color. He don't even have the jewel in his head. They were like, no, we're gonna do this right. They brought back regular Mega Man in 2008. And the rest is history. They made a few more games with regular Mega Man. They plan on making more. They're making them 3D, but it's 2.5D because the camera is still side scroller. It's not a fighting game. It's not a crossover. It's regular Mega Man, but it's 3D, but it's still stationary side scrolling camera platformer video game. Alright, they played around. I don't even want to say that they you know what I mean, fudged around and found out. That's not what they did. They played around and they evolved, and they played around and they evolved. The only thing to come out of it was Mega Man Zero in any and every format. Mega Man Zero in any and every format. 2D, 2.5D. I'll even let, I bet 3D Zero can skate. 3D Zero, can skate. I bet you, Capcom, just give me 1%. Capcom, I bet 3D Zero can skate. Just give me 1%. 1%. That's all I ask for. Give me half of a percentage until you break even on everything that you spent on the video game. But once you break even, then give me 1 full percent. You know what I mean? On everything that you gross and earn on a 100% 3D Zero, not a 2.5D. 3D Zero. I bet he could skate. I bet. All of that to say this. Pragmata is like Mega Man. See, we got Pragmata, right? But this is what's happening. Capcom is freaky. They evolve with the times and they evolve with the audience. They evolve with the technology. Always. I'll remember that. Now, what am I talking about? See, Pragmata. Y'all know Pragmata. I'm not talking about anything new, but I'm gonna talk about it because you can see the main character there. He looks like an astronaut, right? Because he's floating out in outer space right now. So when you see him floating out in outer space like that, you're like, oh no, he's a spaceman. But check me out. Here we go. When he's not floating out in outer space, and you got the over-the-shoulder camera, Capcom with the Resident Evil 4 camera angle over the shoulder. What does he look like? He looks like a robot. He looks like a Reploid. He looks like a Maverick. He looks like, you know what I mean? It looks like Capcom got real freaky and they got real updated and good with the graphics, and they were like, yo, 3D robot game. And they said, don't say it. Don't say those words around here. They were like, nah, 3D robot game. Hear me out. And they were like, no, I'm not going to listen to this time. The whiteboard still got me excited over there with ZX, and it was only, they only changed it to 2 character titles. It wasn't everything that we were expecting, even though it did alright. And the artwork is bad though. Bad meaning good. They were like, nah. It's not Mega Man. You got about as many syllables as Mega Man does though. And he said, he didn't even say anything. He just looked at him. He was like, it's called Pragmata. And they were like, they're like, robot 3D game. And he was like, and we're like, nah, but hear me though. You know, we evolve with the times, and we evolve with the audience, and we evolve with the technology. We're Capcom. We're the biggest. We're the greatest. We're the bestest, right? And they were like, right? You got me. He was like, yeah, I know. And he was like, hear me out, Pragmata. And he was like, I like it now. You know what I mean? Took him 5 seconds to sell him on that one. And they were like, yo, this is what he looks like. He looks like a Reploid. He looks like a Maverick. But he looks like he's updated in 3D. And he's humanoid. And he got nothing but machine parts all around him. He has all of the details. None of the smooth, shiny shell type of armor. He got all the details and everything of a 2026 video game. And they were like, dang, I was like, yeah, sounds good, right? It sounds good, but I can't. And he was like, check this out though. You know how we evolve with the times, and we evolve with the audience, and we evolve with the technology? He was like, yeah. And you remember how we did regular Mega Man? And he was like, yeah. You know how we're still doing it? He's like, yeah, we're gonna do it better. He's like, he's getting excited. He's like, you remember Proto Man? And he was like, kind of. He was like, you remember you remember he wore red, right? Yeah. And he was like, remember Mega Man X? And he's getting more excited now. He's like, oh, you know, salivating, like, oh man, you starting to talk that good stuff right now. And he was like, yeah, I remember Mega Man X. He was like, you remember bass? And he was like, got a little bit sad. And he was just like, don't get sad. And he goes, you remember Mega Man Legends? He said, don't talk about Mega Man Legends. We already did that. Zero had to carry him through Tatsunoko. He's like, yeah, but you remember how he had a sidekick though? He was like, wait a second. And then he goes, you remember Mega Man Battle Network? And he was all digital. He came in with the digital front. And somebody else had to play him like a joystick. He had a kid sidekick, but the kid was the main character, and Mega Man was the side character. And there was two of them, and they operated like one. And he was like, he didn't even know what to say no more. You know what I mean? And then he was like, yo, you remember Mega Man Zero? And he's like, oh, how could I not? How could I forget? I would never forget Mega Man Zero. He was like, I know you can't. He's over there. He's getting ready to do more crossovers. He's not even signed with us anymore. We're trying to get him back for a 5th game. And he's like, we're gonna get him back with this one. And he's like, you said it's called Pragma? He said, it's called Pragmata. He's like, okay, I'm listening. And he's like, don't listen yet. And he's like, you remember Mega Man X7 when we went 3D with it though? And he was like, what could have been? And he's like, what could have been? And he was like, why did you say what I said? And he was like, Mega Man X7 where we went 3D with three characters. He goes, yeah, 3 was too many. I get the pun because it was 3D and then we had 3 characters. It was funny at the time, back in 2003. It was funny. It's not funny no more. We only got 3 of them games and it tanked us. Kind of like how Mega Man X-Zero had to tank Mega Man Walnut through Tatsunoko. It was like, I hear you. But he was also like, but we went 3D though. And he's like, we did go 3D. He goes, we're going 3D. He's like, I don't know,